Should you pull for HOTORI? So, brief overview. I already pulled for her, so I'll share my opinions, my thoughts. HOTORI is a Cosmos burst DPS. She has like 2 gimmicks. She can record and replay teammates' abilities. She buff blossoms and she can stop time. So she has a lot of gimmicks. It's hard to like really see what it is, but like you can see for yourself and test it out in the trial run. So what are the pros of HOTORI? Well, the first major pro, the biggest pro I would say for HOTORI is that she has low on-field time. But not real life time. She actually does take real life time. So she has, in her epic ultimate, she can stop time. Literally, the in-game timer is stopped too, not just the enemies. Meaning, she barely takes any on-field time when she do damages. She only takes like real life time for you and us. For you to like see her animations. And her time gimmick is really good, especially for speedrun and endgame. Second pro, she has really good synergy with NanoLight. If you have her, she's like the first limited character. They're basically like free-to-play guaranteed units. She has good synergy with main character too. It's a good opportunity to play the main character Zero. And also with Julian, because who does not have good synergy with Julian? Third pro, her record and replay gimmick. She can like record your teammate skills and replay them in her ultimate. That gimmick has a lot of potential in the future, not just now, so it could be a good investment. And the last pro I would say is that her rotations are actually kind of simple despite her convoluted kit. Just start the rotation by pressing your skills, which, start the recording, do your teammate rotations, and then lastly go to her ultimate, switch back to HOTORI and just use her ultimate. That's basically it, unless there's some like special synergy gimmick with the teammate abilities. I don't think you need to worry too much. Now on to her cons. One con which has been like circulating among some of the theory crafters and the guide makers I see, or just people talking about NTE on YouTube, is that she might be like a side grade to like the NanoLight team compared to just using Saikiri, so not a direct full meta upgrade. The damage with this character is not sky high. Second con, she's quite reliant on her sig for like personal damage. So if you like care about big number, you might need to invest in getting her signature weapon. I'm also trying to get it too. Using the free-to-play tri-keys you can get. You just need to like farm enough fawns. Third con I would say is that she really only plays like one team, like Blossom team for now. Maybe she could have like a more creative or wilder team in the future, but for now she only really like plays with like one team, the Blossom team, which means you want to play Cosmos and Anima. Another con, which isn't that much of a con, is just that her basic attacks don't really do anything. So, but she's not a main DPS, so that should work, right? So it shouldn't matter that much. She only uses her basic attack while you're in her ultimate form, which conveniently is when she stops time, so you don't take up on-field time. And last con I would say is that her skill can be very dependent on the team. Some team might not really benefit from the skill. Some team might benefit a lot from having the record and replay skill. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So how future-proof is HOTORI? How is her long-term investment wise? I would say her overall damage might get power creep because she has just low damage overall. It's not sky high at least. But she does have very good points when it comes to being future-proof. Her record and replay skill gimmick is future-proof. Her freezing the in-game timer and also just immobilizing the enemy is also a future-proof gimmick that just works until the end of time. So in the future, you might need a character that like freezes the time. Maybe there's a special endgame game mode where you only get like 5 seconds to clear the enemies. HOTORI can basically fix that by freezing the time and giving you like few extra seconds. So who should pull for HOTORI? First, if you like the character, then definitely just pull for her. You're like me. I like the character regardless. Don't really care that much. Do care about meta, but that's like secondary. So number one teammate to pull that worked with HOTORI is going to be NanoLight. If you have NanoLight, HOTORI, they're the A-Bond gang. They work fine. You should pull if you're going to play any Blossom team at all, really. With Julian, with MC. If you don't have NanoLight, then you can play Mint and also use your selector or standard. Eventually, you'll get Julian. And you should pull for HOTORI if you want an opportunity to play like the Blossom characters with MC anyway. Have an opportunity to play Zero MC. So who should not pull for HOTORI? You should not pull. I guess there's not much reason to not pull. You should not pull if you just don't really want to play Blossom, don't have NanoLight, and don't want to play Mint or Julian. And the only other reason why you should not pull is maybe you want to save for a future character, like an upcoming character like Lacrimosa. You're free to play and you don't want to like spend all your free to play currency. Lacrimosa and Chaos are the next two characters, and Lacrimosa seems pretty promising. She looks like an OP character, honestly. She's a DOT character, it seems, and also she can like turn into the anomaly. She could turn into like the enemy monster. That seemed like such a wild and goofy gimmick that you might want her instead. So final verdict. Overall, if you're just pulling for meta or pulling for damage, I would advise like thinking carefully. See how you like Lacrimosa or Chaos first before you decide. Primarily because HOTORI kind of has damage isn't like sky high or meta defining. You might want to reconsider a bit. You might want to see how the upcoming units are. And you know, HOTORI seems kind of like one of those popular characters. They just know that it's going to be popular, so they don't have to give them extremely good damage multipliers. Kind of like Varka, and they will just like sell well. But you know, if you're like me and you're dedicated enough, and you like HOTORI enough, you probably are willing to just roll for her and ignore any of her shortcomings. If you're like me, then just go for it. I rate this character as a consumer 9 out of 10. It's probably my favorite character in the game so far. And that's my pulling opinion on the HOTORI banner for now. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, and I'll see y'all next time.